Hello, here I am back again, and this time actually with a German game, I think. The Dwarves. I have read a couple of the books and now I'm interested in the game, so let's just jump right into it. I haven't done any videos lately, well, lately.
Fracas made us from stone to protect Girdlegard.
Bam!
Against orcs, ogres, and all the other beasts of Tion. We are the guardians of Girdlegard. We are the children of the divine smith. We are the Dwarves.
I always like dwarves more than elves or anything else, because they're just so natural. They do what they want to do. They get drunk all the time. They have beards. Those awesome beards. Pause the game anytime by pressing space. Move the camera by using the middle mouse button and the mouse wheel. Wow, I can zoom in, I can zoom out. Wow. And I can
On the way!
that's a little loud. Click on leap attack on the lower left on the screen or press E. Then select target. Go. Like an enemy.
Alright!
Yes, I guess that's all good.
Understood! And again!
A green sword. Oh, I'm standing there
On
like
the way!
a wall. Animal I am. Use that.
Here, you!
W. I just ran through the wall.
Charge! Understood!
I'm stuck there. Okay, I thought that was the game already. Okay.
Understood!
Get an automatic camera.
Alright!
I was stupid. Mr. Glandolin.
Understood!
Wait, that doesn't do damage.
Alright!
Yeah.
Understood!
Ah, the shields on my mana. Fine then.
On the
I
way!
ran out of shields.
Come here, you! And again! Alright!
I got 60. Got 22. Fine then. How can I run into walls? I'm not supposed to run into the wall. Fine then. Thanks for telling me. Are you a fellow dwarf? How are you all doing? Great. Let's do that. I look like just a standard dwarf, right? I mean, I read the books, but it's...
A present from the workshop!
Present? Oh, there. Oh, treasure chest.
On the way!
Go over to the chest and click on it. As soon as the use symbol appears with the grenades, you can
Alright!
create it. Gimme. Grenades.
I'd be happy to pass on this present to the greenskins.
That's what we're doing now.
On the way!
R.
Alright!
Boom. Boom. Am I hitting my friends? No.
And again!
Maybe a bit, but not too bad. Boom. The camera is pretty bad. Alright, it's not the worst, but it's not good as well. Stuck from the wall, so that's silly. Can I just kill that? 10 more, 2 more. Oh wait.
Come here, you!
It doesn't really auto attack. It's kind of stupid. Friendly fire, I'm sorry. Fellow dwarf, where are you? I am terribly sorry. I got y'all. Why are you running away? You're orcs.
My king!
Run away, you sissies.
What are you doing here?
Giselbert Ironeye, the father of the Fifthling clan, has not been on the front line of battle against the creatures of Tion for many cycles. The king surveys the battlefield and the defenders with a grave expression.
We are too few.
This you know as well as he does. But there will be no reinforcements arriving. Hundreds of brave warriors lie inside the fortress dying. The illness is running rampant. It brings weakness and death.
Stay at your posts.
Well,
Be as steadfast as the granite of which we are made. Nothing can break us. Vrakas is with us.
There we go. Oh, am I the one? Change between characters at the bottom left of the screen by pressing tab. Select more than one at the same time. Yeah, I know how gaming works. Thank you. I'm a that wasn't me.
What?
That wasn't me. Ah, well, the game is paused. Heal.
Be off with you.
No, I don't have any resonance left.
Yes.
It's easy if you can heal. I mean, I won't.
On my way.
Do I have to go back there? Push them. Push them hard.
It will be so.
What is it? Understood. Come here.
Oh, come on, stop being stunned. Kill that thing.
Another one gone.
Oh, this one only gives me 1 mana thing. What is that?
For fracas.
I like the king.
Be off with you.
Be off with you. Oh,
For
he's stunned.
fracas.
Someone always stunned.
Hammer time.
He's just...
Yes.
I wonder what happens if one of
Over
them
there.
dies. Since it's a tutorial. Maybe I'll lose out on I will die. Oh, please get on my way.
Over there.
King. I'm the king, guys.
And
Oh, I
will
can
be
push it
so.
down the thing.
On my way.
This one is such a small axe, and this one is like boom. This might be
For
more hammer.
fracas.
I probably won't play that king on this one here.
Be off with
Most
you.
likely play Tongdeal, Tangos, I don't know.
For fracas.
And
Come
play
here and die. For fracas.
Kenna, please.
Yes. Charge.
Can I do that?
What is it?
Come here and die.
Oh, this is could I have just gotten more?
Be off with you.
That's too late now.
Charge.
Yes.
I guess it's epic and all, but it's taking way too long. I like it how they just roll there. They're just standing there and wait for their turn to get killed.
What?
Come here.
Another one gone.
Charge.
That,
Come here and die.
I didn't know I could do that.
Yes.
I didn't know I could do that.
Charge.
Let's do it again. Idiots, get out of my way. You idiots, get out of my... You...
All right.
Get out of my way. I don't like you. I don't know where. Yes, thank you. So it was my...
These are the ones who attacked us in the tunnels. We suffered great losses beating them back.
Come here and I'll split you like a straw, you treacherous elf.
In his fury, the old king radiates a ferocious power that none of Citalia's children could withstand. But the slight, willowy being sitting astride the shadow mare just grins down, mockingly.
You are mistaken. We are Alpha. We are here to destroy the elves.
So dark
All
elves, basically.
peace-loving
Okay,
beings here in Girdlegard are under our protection, and you cannot open the gate that has barred your path into Girdlegard since the creation of the world.
Not us, but perhaps one of your kind.
No, traitor.
This cannot be.
Kill him.
Silence, you fool! Fracas, Forgive me for what I am about to do.
Yeah, see, that's like, oh, no, it's too late. Oh,
Quickly! In formation! You must hold them back until I close the gate!
you. Oh no, I lost the king. No. Boots activated. Boots. What's going on? Fine.
Come here, you!
He actually. There. One. There. Okay. So I basically don't do anything.
Come here, you!
And I can heal with this one, so this one you just endure. Doesn't really feel good.
On the way!
Way!
On the gate!
5 out of 5.
On the gate! All right!
Well, that was not too difficult.
Stay dead!
Okay.
On the way! Charge!
Why is the king the only one that can close the door? Couldn't there be a gatekeeper or something-ish? Let's say there should be. Oh, he's got some arrows in his back. I thought his armor should actually be helping, like his should be.
Look at me. I am Sintheras, the Reaper of your death. I will take your life, and the land will take your soul.
Get out of my sight, pointy ears, and let me delight at the closed gate a little longer.
The gate may have closed, but when you rise again from the dead by the power of the land, you will be one of us, and you will open it.
Never! My soul belongs to Rakas.
No. Your soul now belongs to the land, and henceforth you will belong to it forever. Now die, and return. Then hand us Girdlegard.
Okay, will do. Victory and defeat. First achievement. For sitting through the rather boring tutorial there. Hey, Tungdil.
You're a perfectionist, Tungdil Bolafar.
Hello, Tungdil.
I've got a reputation to uphold. If you can't rely on the metalwork of a dwarf, what can you rely on?
That's true. That's what dwarves are doing, metalwork. What can I do for you? You look dreadful, Bad Night.
You look dreadful.
What a charmer.
The maid gives you an ironic
Why
reprimanding
does she have
scowl.
a beard?
Ikana has been crying half the night.
When you were teething, I carried you around the vaults. You played with my beard and I sang you to sleep.
Okay, the
Prada
daughter.
smiles.
I can't remember
She's
anything from
heard
the
this
books.
story many times before.
That was 23 cycles ago. I'm quite sure you didn't sing. You might have grumbled a bit.
If what you've read about the dwarven lifespan is true, it will be another 300 sun cycles and more before you are called to the Eternal Forge. The certainty of one day having to witness Frala's death already burdens your heart.
What can I do for you?
For me, nothing. It's Lot Yonan. He wants to see you in his study.
In your mind, you go through all the recent incidents that might have annoyed the Magus. Apart from a few little squabbles with his famuli, nothing worth mentioning happened since the incident with your beard. You nod.
Okay. I'd better not keep the Magus waiting.
See you later. There's goulash for dinner.
See you later. Goulash? Oh, I love some good goulash. Oh, it's one of these. Ah, okay, that's why this... Ah, okay. Look at the leather cloth. Added to... I've got an inventory. Ooh, awesome. What's that? Is that my inventory? Tungdil. 0 injuries. Well, skills. I've got skills. He's stubborn. That's good. He's a dwarf. Of course he's stubborn. Passive is if his health is below 30%. Tungdil gains bonus armor and damage. Blacksmith bow. Yeah, mighty blow. Here we go. That's all that stuff. So what? Take the axe. Give me my axe. I'm gonna axe someone. Good. Do I have Max here? Where's Max? Nope. 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 I for inventory? Oh, that's that.
This
Forge.
is where you swung the forge hammer for the first time 30 cycles ago. No one taught you the craft. It was enough for you to watch Lot Yonan's old smith at work. Whenever the workshop was empty, you practiced and quickly mastered the craft with ease.
That sounds like me, of course. Well,
There was a
anvil.
time when you could hardly lift the heavy hammer. Now you barely notice it anymore, and it feels like an extension of your arm. Smithing is in your blood.
Can't cancel those. As soon as I press on something, actually.
There are apparently dwarves who have never seen the sky.
Because they're
And
afraid
you too
to
feel
fall
more
up.
comfortable when you have rock over your head. If only you didn't long to see more of the world, a longing that grows stronger with every year.
Every year, I like that. I thought in the books he was actually a merchant, already going out on the outside.
Everything you know about dwarves you learnt from books. The divine smith created the dwarves, and from time to time you make him an offering of some crumbs of gold. It's the most valuable thing you have to offer Vracus.
Wait. The girl that was just here, she's not his daughter, she's a human, I assume. He doesn't know anything about dwarves. Yeah, he is a
Everything
merchant.
you know about dwarves you learnt from books.
Yeah,
The
I
divine
understand.
smith
Can I
created the
cancel? I
dwarves,
really
and from time
can't.
to time you make him an offering
gosh,
of
dang
some
it.
crumbs of gold.
I really can't. Horse figurine? Give me that. He's slowly turning, but he doesn't want to move. Can we please, Tangdil? Look at Tangdil. Could you please do something for me? Tangdil, don't be that. Don't do that to me. Don't you dare. Don't you, Tangdil, to please move. Would you kindly? Oh god, it crashed. God damn it. New save game. It was saved. That's nice and all, but got stuck there. Great, got stuck in the first minute. Love it. I love it. Getting stuck in the first minute. Great game, great game. So I take the leather. I'll take the axe too. Again. Yeah, I've been there. And if I hit space I can see everything.
You've worked a bit more on Sunya's birthday present last night. The little one is crazy about horses.
Oh, I can cancel if I click on it. Good to know. So I've worked hard on it Christmas, on her birthday present.
Hey, groundling! Come to the kitchen, we need you.
Jolison, a 4th degree famulus and your favorite foe among the students of magic, gives you a disparaging glance and disappears without waiting for your reply.
Well, then I won't do what he says. I need to go to the study. Let me poop up the sound of the game a bit, because it's actually pretty. I like it. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Master Lot Yonan, Frala told me you wished to speak with me.
Ah, Tungdil, come in. There is a bag over there in the cupboard. Take it out, please. It contains artifacts belonging to my former famulus Goren. I wish to return them to him. He's in Blacksaddle, 300 miles away.
300 miles? That's a long journey.
Quite a long journey, yeah.
Who are you going to entrust with this?
I was thinking of you.
Me?
There is no one better to take on this journey. You have acquired much knowledge. You are almost a scholar. You know more than most famuli about Girdlegard and its inhabitants. It is time for you to go out into the world and see it with your own eyes.
With pleasure.
Let's do that. What's in the
What's in
pooch?
the bag?
Magical devices. You better leave the bag closed if you want to avoid any accidents. Dwarves don't really like magic, and
Tell me what I
magic
like.
doesn't like you either.
Vracus gave us so much craftsmanship that there's no space left in our bodies for magic.
Strictly speaking, every time you've been too close to magic, it has ended in catastrophe.
Hey. I don't like magic.
Perhaps I'll meet some dwarves on my travels.
Yes, perhaps.
Maybe.
But don't hold out too much hope. And be careful who you talk to. Not everyone out there likes dwarves.
Yeah,
I mean,
goblins.
other dwarves.
They abduct baby dwarves and sell them to magi, from what I've heard.
Not the best bit of business I've ever done. But what was I to do? The Longnoses threatened to throw you into the nearest river. Be on your guard. Look after the bag and don't lose it. May Palandiel be with you. And Varakas too, of
I want
course.
to say, Rakas is my
I'll
god.
set off immediately. I'll see you soon, Lot Yona.
Not immediately. Maybe let me search the place. Fine. Fine then. Don't let me search the place. Fine. Blah, I can. Okay. There you. Books. I love books.
Lot Yonan didn't just take you in. He also taught you how to read and write. But
That's
you
a nice
don't
guy.
feel like reading right now. Especially as you already know all the books by heart.
It's like 10 books if it's been 30 years, yeah? He's
Of the
probably
200 or
not
so
hard.
people selected to learn the art of magic under Lot Yonan, there's barely a handful of them you can stand the sight of. You're not at all interested in magic in all its elusiveness and whimsy.
Yeah.
Your realm is the Forge.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm a dwarf. If you haven't noticed by now, I'm a dwarf. I like that. Go for some food. I've got this food display
Hey,
here on
what
top.
are you doing, groundling?
Pilfer
We're
some
still
food.
eating here. Why don't you go and get your own portion?
Oh, because I want that one. Idiots. Ain't that obvious?
The blacksmith. Do you want something?
Food.
Did a horse bolt while you were trying to shoe it? It's certainly not on our plates.
I don't like that guy. I mean, I can do that. Let's see if that increases here. 25 experience. Nice. Oh, 4. Now I can last 4 days. It's like 300 miles. I'm a dwarf. I can walk like, what, 2 miles a day?
Tangdale! Oh, quick! Or the goulash will get burnt!
You immediately recognize what the
goulash.
problem is. A chain running over a pulley for positioning the cauldron is detached from its mounting and the cauldron stuck in the fireplace.
I can help.
It's a heavy load and none of the famuli, who feel superior even during kitchen duty, dare do anything. They might burn their fingers, or even get a bit dirty.
Getting his fingers dirty. Blah. Let's not get their fingers dirty.
It'd be a waste of goulash. And I'm hungry.
Do that.
Here, hold this.
With as much concern in your voice as you can muster, you say,
Oh, no, no, this doesn't look good.
you're pleased to notice
What
he's
he's holding
dripping
on to?
with sweat.
I don't think he would be able to hold
Get
on
you
to
back for this, groundling!
Do you remember when you dyed my beard with some magic spell? I had to shave it off.
You stroke your beard, which is unusually short for a dwarf.
Damn it! Ah, it's heavy!
The young human
He
forces
deserves it.
through his pursed lips, letting the pot sink a little.
Don't you dare ruin my goulash, boy!
The cook with beefy forearms glares at the young man, and after a brief moment, he tries harder.
Yeah, let's repair it. Let's not be mean. Where are the good ones? Where are
You
the good
damned
ones?
freak!
Hey,
For
hey,
a
hey.
moment, you hope the famulus really does raise his hand to you. But then he comes to his senses and leaves the kitchen, his face bright red.
Better leave.
What a pair you are!
He started the thing. Can I have some goulash, please?
The goulash is bubbling in the cauldron. You draw the warm air in through your nose, and the smell makes your mouth start watering.
Goulash. Let me pump up the sound a bit. There we go. Is that a baby? Why is the baby in the kitchen?
I am your godfather, little one.
Oh, that's neat.
I'll look after you, just like I looked after your mother.
Little Akana grasps your calloused finger and smiles at you wide-eyed.
Babies. Can I still do something here?
The goulash is bubbling in the... Vegetables, bread, cheese, but the cook is not to be trifled with. Many painful knuckles have taught you that she knows how to handle her heavy wooden spoon, and that she may possibly have eyes in the back of her head.
I won't do anything. She looks like a nice person. At least one.
Hello, Frala.
I need provisions for 300 miles.
I need provisions for 300 miles.
You're grinning from ear to ear. Finally, you've got the chance to see something of the world.
300? Tungdil, that's no errand. That's an epic journey. Wait, I've got just the right thing. But make sure the cook doesn't see.
I'm going to Blacksaddle to return a few things to a former apprentice in Amagus.
You pocket the rye bread, sausages, and ham. Enough food for the first few days of your journey.
A few days? I mean, like, for 300 miles. It's a month, probably.
Perhaps I'll even meet some dwarves on the way.
Frala throws you a cautious glance. It's a tricky subject that you can't help but broach.
There aren't dwarves down here. You're the only one in Idderslane, as far as we know.
I know, but
Maybe
I
on the
can't just
way.
have been born out of a rock. Somewhere in the mountains, I have a clan. Maybe even a family.
Yes. Maybe.
Frala has reminded you more than once that Lot Yonan wrote to the dwarf clans, and none of them were missing a dwarf boy.
Oh, I've got a present for you.
I've got a present for you.
A wooden horse.
You take out a symbol of protection that you've carefully made from 3 horseshoe nails.
It's not the finest jewellery in Girdlegard.
One look at Frala's face makes it clear that it doesn't matter. She glows with happiness as she takes the pendant.
For me? But why?
Because you don't see me as an oddity, and you're like a little sister to me.
You could have said. But you settle with a shrug and a crooked smile.
I have to go. I've got a long journey ahead of me.
Oh, she even puts it around.
I wish you the blessing of Palandial and Vracus to protect you from all danger on your journey. Here, a talisman. Whenever you look at it, think of me.
Frala winks at you mischievously.
And of getting me a nice present.
I will. Probably forget your name in a minute or so, but I'll...
The beer that is delivered to the vaults is supposed to be the best beer in Idderslane. It's certainly your favourite beer. But you haven't drunk enough other beers to truly know.
Still beer. Beer. I'm a dwarf. So this is more of a storytelling game, rather than an action-packed RPG.
Lot Yonan's vaults are equipped with laboratories, a library, and private rooms for the famuli. Together with the forge, the kitchen, and the other utility rooms, it makes up quite an impressive complex. But compared to the courts of the other magi, the seat of power in Yonandar is small and modest.
Which is the negative thing. Make it sound like a negative thing. Certainly is not. Let's go there again. Let's just go outside.
Within a few moments you find Blacksaddle on the map. It is southeast of Parista, a little more than halfway between the city of the Magus Nudin and Lot Yonan's vaults. You trace the path from the vaults to the mountain with your finger. It doesn't seem far on the map, but it will be the biggest journey of your life.
So far. There'll be some more when I'll become king. Why are you sitting here, friends? I'm just leaving, not telling bye to anyone or something, or packing up really. Just like, I'm leaving. Okay, no, some more thing here.
How nice to see you again, Lot Yonan. It must have been an age since we last met face to face.
You don't look so good.
Welcome. Please, sit down.
No, thank you, my friend. These are urgent matters, and I don't have much time. You must come to Leos Nudin immediately. The perished land is stirring.
Are you sure? What makes you think that?
I found out about 60 orbits ago, during a visit to the borders. Our magical barriers have weakened and become porous. The Elfar have left their land, and a huge horde of orcs have marched into Girdlegard.
Were you able to strengthen the spell with your magic?
No. I can't repair the damage alone. We need the combined power of the 6. The other 4 are already on their way here, but we need your help too.
I will set off for Parista without delay.
Oh, and as you're coming, could you also take the opportunity to bring back the things that I lent to you?
Of course. I have them already packed in a bag.
Oh, thank you. We'll be expecting you.
Oh, I like that guy. I can't remember the books, unfortunately, but I don't like that. He's certainly up to no good.
Utterly blinded by the sunlight, you squeeze your eyes tightly shut after only a few steps. The time spent underground has made you so sensitive to light that you're forced to seek shelter in the shade of a mighty oak.
Okay, this is interesting. Can I can just do that. Great. Awesome. Is there something quicker save? Keys, quicker save. Continue our journey here.
You reach a small lake by a birchwood. Your feet hurt and your eyes still sting in the unaccustomed sunlight. But a smile spreads across your face nonetheless. You've covered a decent distance on the first day of your big journey. You pitch your camp and lie down to sleep on the hard forest floor. When you awake in the morning, your legs are stiff and achy. Trying not to feel sorry for yourself, you throw your rucksack over your shoulder. You're a dwarf, and dwarves don't complain.
I complain all the time. That's a dwarf thing. Which way do I go? To the left, and let's explore a bit, I think. Ah, this is always one.
Around midday, with the sun high in the sky and the first beads of sweat appearing on your forehead, you see something move next to the road, a few hundred meters ahead. Some crows are pecking at something in the long grass.
Interesting. Walk further along the road until you can make out more. Leave the road. Sneak up to the crows. I want to sneak up to the crows. It's
the creaking leather armor, the clattering rucksack, and a dwarf's inability to be quiet makes the crows flap around as you move from one bush to another. You give up trying to be stealthy, stand up straight, and see 2 human bodies in the flattened grass.
What I expected. 2 human bodies. Why is there a loading screen then? If they're just human bodies. Interesting concept.
You don't see any signs of a struggle in the area where the corpses are lying. Were they stabbed by a companion? A stranger could hardly have crept up on them with such sparse cover.
Nothing.
Still nothing? Can I still inspect it?
Nothing again.
You halt. There is something.
A rucksack? Did someone hide it in the bushes, or was it thrown in there?
I don't care, it's mine.
You open the rucksack and recognize that someone has already rummaged through it. As well as some implements and writing utensils, you find a pouch full of gold and a talisman. The gold is proof that this is not a case of robbery.
Yeah, that's one. Take both?
Warmth and a feeling of security flush through your body as you touch the talisman. You feel safer just holding it in your hand.
I'm taking you with me.
Yeah, take both, good. I mean, why wouldn't I? I wouldn't kill them, but why wouldn't I take that stuff? Magic artifacts. Talisman of protection. Do I equip it? Ah, no, it's equipped. That's how I do.
A slender man lies in front of you, dressed in an expensive robe. It is in the colours of Turgur the Fair-Faced, one of the 6 magi. The dead man Must be one of Turgur's famuli. You don't see any wounds.
That's interesting.
You look down on a tall, broadly built man. He's wearing dark brown leather armour that is strengthened with iron plates. There's a sword lying next to him. Was he trying to defend himself against something? Or someone? There is no blood on the sword.
Is there any blood anywhere? I can turn the body over.
By Vracus.
There are some narrow stab wounds in the man's chest.
Okay.
The cuts are too big to have been made by arrows, but too small for sword wounds.
Teeth.
The man has the same incisions. It's clear that both men were killed by the same weapon. But what that weapon might be, you cannot say. A rucksack that probably belonged to one of the dead. It seems to have been searched and then thrown away carelessly.
Search it again, I don't care.
You find a few implements, some provisions, and a map. A route is drawn on it from Parista, Nudin's capital, to Lot Yonan's vaults.
A map? Perfect. Take it. I wonder if I have limited inventory. Yeah, right. Oh, it doesn't seem.
You scour the area once more and ask yourself what to do next.
Let's leave. Bury the dead. How nice. Let's bury him. I mean, it's probably going to take a day.
It's time-consuming and strenuous work digging shallow graves in the ground with a stick and covering the corpses with a few stones. But it should at least keep the crows from their feasting for a while. You continue on your way so as to put a few more miles between you and your grisly find before night falls.
Nothing here? That was useless. Why did I go there? City.
As the gable end of a small farmhouse and a barn appear from behind a hilltop, you hear the loud cries of children at play. A girl runs along the path laughing, followed by a small boy with a big stick in his hand. The boy is trying to catch up his sister with a determined look on his face, but is finding it difficult to keep his short legs under control on the uneven path.
People don't like wolves around here, so it's probably not good to approach them, or to watch them, or even worse, but approach them.
You walk towards the children. As you raise your hand to greet them, the boy catches sight of you. His eyes grow wide, and he points to you with a chubby little finger. All he can manage to say is, "There." Now the girl has turned to face you too. Before you can say a word, she lifts her little brother up into her arms and runs screaming towards the farmhouse.
I should go around, but I'm too interested.
Without rushing,
what's going to happen.
you follow the children to the farmhouse, into which they've disappeared. After a few moments, they reappear, accompanied by their parents. Their father is a thick-set man with grey hair.
I am Opatia. This is my wife, Remsa.
The blonde woman nods a greeting almost imperceptibly and clasps her daughter tightly to her. She looks you over with an anxious expression.
It's a pleasure to meet you. My name is Tungdal.
You try to make your voice sound as harmless as possible.
Smart.
Over the last few days, have you seen two travellers heading east?
Opatia looks at his wife, but she shakes her head.
Why do you ask?
I found them. Two dead bodies on the side of the road. A good day's march east.
Going with the honors route there.
Dead bodies?
She hastily covers her son's ears.
Was it orcs?
Remsa, what would orcs be doing up here? It was probably just bandits.
I'm sorry if I scared your wife and children.
The man waves dismissively.
No. It's just that my fair woman is especially jumpy these days.
The orcs have been spotted near Calmstead. You should take it more seriously.
The farmer's wife clutches her daughter even tighter before the girl finally protests. The boy steps forward excitedly and cuts the air with his stick.
If strangers come, we're supposed to run away, but I can hit them too.
Opatia pats his son on the head, laughing.
We're safe. The orcs have no reason to come so far north.
Wouldn't it be better to move to one of the bigger villages if there are orcs around?
The farm is our livelihood. We can't just leave the place. The fields don't look after themselves. King Tilligorn's cavalry will take care of the orcs, or Lord Yonan and his magi.
But the cavalry can't be everywhere at once. Even a handful of orcs would be enough to finish us.
Once the seeds are planted, I'll build the hideaway, just as you wish. But what use is a hideaway if we've nothing to eat in the autumn?
We can't be sure whether the orcs will come here, but what is for certain is that you will starve without a harvest.
That's exactly what I said.
Opatia lays a hand on his wife's shoulder.
Don't worry, I'll build a hideaway as soon as everything else is taken care of.
But...
Trust me, even the good dwarf here says it is so. And if anyone knows about orcs, then it's the dwarves.
Remsa nods slowly, then looks towards the ground glumly.
If you say so.
You bid farewell and set off on your way. The children follow you for a while, before saying their goodbyes in laughter and running back towards the farm.
I thought they might fight me or something. I want to go there with a question mark. We go this path. I go the long path. Why are you moving? What are you? Why did that happen? Are you merchant?
You see a flickering light through the trees some way from the path. It might come from a campfire. You walk towards the fire with confident strides until you finally make out 3 broad-shouldered men with axes. 2 rabbits are sizzling over the fire. The men are joking with one another, but you can only understand the odd word. They haven't noticed you yet.
Eavesdropping them? Yeah, let's... No, I'm a dwarf.
Once you reach the edge of the firelight, you say amicably,
"Greetings. My name is..."
The men jump up and grab their axes.
Who's there?
He doesn't look nice.
Well, I'll be. Is that a groundling?
The men look you over suspiciously.
My name is Tungdil. I'm only a traveller who would have nothing against a warm fire and some company.
A groundling wants our company.
That's what I just said.
We are honest, hard-working men. Why would we have anything to do with groundlings? Be off with you.
The man strengthens his grip on the axe and passes his tongue over his yellowed teeth while keeping you in his sights.
Put down your weapon or I'll be forced to wield mine as 3 was 1 and you're not a warrior. I'll go if I'm not welcome.
You shrug your shoulders indifferently and take 3 small steps backwards without taking your eyes off the men.
All right, if I'm not welcome here, then I'll go.
Yeah.
Good. And don't even think about coming back to stab us in the back or steal from us. We'll keep guard. There's nothing here for groundling scum.
Yeah, I got it.
Your heart is pounding, and you confront the man a little more courageously than you feel.
I'm no thief, and I'm certainly no murderer. I only wanted to see if...
Pah! All groundlings are thieves and good-for-nothings.
You find it difficult to take control of your voice again.
Have you met many dwarves?
Enough to know that you're all dirty thieves.
For Rakus attack. No. I mean, maybe I can take him down, but why would I? I'm not going to threaten them, they're too stupid.
The next morning, visions of axes, faces full of hate, fists and heavy boots flicker through your befuddled mind. Your first attempt to move fails when pain shoots through every bone, every muscle, and every nerve in your body. It's a long time before you manage to sit up and tend to your wounds in the early sunlight.
What's
There's no
happened?
trace of the woodcutters. They must have thrown you into the undergrowth near the campfire once they were finished with you.
What? What was that? What? Last choice? That was stupid. I didn't do that. What? No. Just no. I want to go this way and then this way.
You reach the banks of the Warder and can see Axeldale on the other side, but there isn't a bridge for far and wide. The fishermen's boats glide over the water, which sparkles in the sun. None of the men seem to notice you while they throw out their nets. You look at the cold, dark water. The current seems so strong that they could carry off even the most experienced of swimmers. And you aren't even a mediocre one. You once read a legend in a book. Elria, the goddess of water, did not like the children of the Forge and cursed the Dwarves, so that they would drown in any waters beyond their kingdoms. The main reason that Dwarves avoid water to this day. You call to the nearest fisherman. He looks across at you briefly before turning away and getting back to his work. You're going to have to find another way of crossing the river. You leave the peaceful banks of the river behind you and continue on your way.
That's what I'm doing. Good water.
You look down on a large village on the banks of the Warder. Some of the village is built on stilts in the river. A wooden bridge spans the fast-flowing water. A huge wooden palisade has been erected to protect the village from attack. The guards on the palisade are watching you. Their armor looks well cared for and well made. The smith who made them knew what he was doing. You conclude that the men depend on the protection the armor offers and aren't just wearing them to look good. They're certainly not villagers.
Maybe let's not fight them. Bushes. Oh, I like bushes. No, that's not what I meant.
You have spent the last nights under bushes on the hard, cold ground. You are yearning for a good meal.
Yearning for a good meal here. Not for bushes. Can't stand those bushes anymore there.
The stakes look a bit different here. You want to look a little closer, but the guard on the other side is vigilant.
Get lost!
Yeah, sorry, I'll take the path through the normal gateway. Campfire. Campfire. Campfire.
There are small fires burning every 50 steps or so. They are intended to light up the area in front of the palisade in the night, so that orcs can't creep up to within an arrow's reach without being seen.
That makes sense. Let's not give anyone the advantage of the night.
The double gate is made of strong planks, sturdy but still much less solid than the fixed parts of the palisade. Security has been forgone here for practical reasons. Never a good idea when building fortifications. The double gate is made...
Orc skulls?
You're not sure it's wise to taunt the beasts with the severed heads of their fellow kind.
Doesn't matter.
Some of the guards begin to whisper as you near the gate.
Hello up there!
Hello.
What brings you to fair good water? And have you seen any orcs on your travels, groundling?
The man leaning over the palisade eyes you up and down carefully.
A demand entry? No,
Goodwater is well known for its hospitality.
A fact that you've just made up yourself.
Let me in, and I will tell other travellers all about it.
I regret to inform you that we cannot allow you to enter. The gates stay closed once night has fallen.
There is certainly no regret showing in the man's face.
Then I'll have to wait outside until daylight. Some interesting.
The orc heads on the spears look fresh. A fact that causes you unease for more than one reason.
Those won't scare orcs away.
I hope not. The more orc heads that end up on those spears, the more gold coins that end up in our pockets. Right, boys? Yeah! That's right! Yeah!
Like, everyone's
We've killed our fair share of orcs and know how to motivate them. Those ugly mugs will spur them on, and then they'll perish in front of our gates.
Two things become clear to you. Firstly, that the mercenaries the villagers have hired are excellent at killing orcs, and secondly, that they sadly have no brains at all.
When did you kill these orcs?
Yesterday. We caught a couple of their scouts first. The others tried to take revenge in the evening. Let's see who'll turn up today.
I could take a look at it. I bribed the god. That would
I'm
work.
a blacksmith. And a dwarf. Let me tell you, your gate might look solid, but it won't withstand a real orc assault.
The murmuring all around him makes the man pause for a moment. If anyone else had criticized the stronghold, they'd have been laughed down and shooed away. But no one understands defense systems like the dwarves.
A dwarf blacksmith who just happens to be standing in front of our gate?
And the Blue Ranch. Do I start lying? Should probably lie, but...
I'm a skilled craftsman, and I'm sure I can improve this gate for you.
Yeah.
I'm a dwarf, and I know of the dwarven art of building from books.
From books.
A bookworm? Yeah. You're going to strengthen our gate with papier-mâché?
I'm sure papier-mâché would help, but that's not what I...
You stop mid-sentence. The mocking expression on the mercenary's face tells you that a white lie would have worked better.
Yeah,
You'll have to try something else.
Nah, I should have lied. No, I have to bribe him. Oh, no.
Do you want me to be mauled by the orcs?
He doesn't care.
Let me in!
You're pleased to notice that your voice sounds more accusatory than worried. The free peoples of Girdlegard have always stood side by side against the beasts of Tion. The mercenary seems to weigh up his options, but then shakes his head.
Put a few miles between yourself and us, and then you should be safe. As safe as you can be these days.
Yeah, I've got 20 pieces of gold here looking for a taker in the village.
Ha! One of your folk might leave his post for 20 pieces of gold, but I say, clear off, groundling. The gates stay closed until tomorrow morning.
But...
Should have lied. Oh, I should have lied. I should have just lied.
The double gate is made of strong...
I'm a liar.
You think about waiting by the fire until the morning. At least you wouldn't have to go cold.
Is there any better option? Let me check. The bushes. That's what the bushes are for. Let me check. Check for the bushes.
Is this to be your bed for the night? A flat, cold hollow under a bush? At least you wouldn't be discovered immediately.
Yeah. I should have just lied. I'm an idiot. That would have gotten me at some point. Or at least I didn't lose any gold.
The wooden palisade encompasses the whole of the large village and is guarded by many men in armor.
I got that. Okay, so decision. We have to sleep. Let's take the bushes. Just because I like the bush too much. Let's take the
Is this to be your bed?
Yes.
You hardly slept a wink during the night. The cold had you gripped to the bone.
Better to freeze than give orc archers an easy target.
That's what I always say. Better to freeze than give an orc archer an easy target. That's it. So now I can cross it. It's just that wall.
An uneasy feeling has been your constant companion since you left Goodwater. Every little sound in the forest makes you fear you've been discovered by a horde of orcs. But you reach the end of the day without bumping into any of the greenskins.
It seems as though Vrakas has granted you one more day in Girdlegard. As night begins to fall, you pass a large oak tree and decide to call it a day. Near the oak tree is an abandoned camp with a fireplace, which appears to be a couple of days old. You swing yourself up the trunk and then pull up your baggage after you. You're prepared to sleep in a tree like a bird if it means escaping the orcs' attentions. You sling your rope twice around your stomach and the trunk of the tree to stop you from falling accidentally. You close your eyes and dream. You see North Pass and smell the fresh, icy wind that sweeps over the peaks of Great Blade and Dragon's Tongue. But the harmony is interrupted by the hideous roar of an unending flood of orcs throwing itself unceasingly against the fortification. You smell the disgusting green blood of the orcs and taste the rancid fat of their armor on your tongue. The bitter taste becomes stronger until it's unbearable and wrenches you out of your dream. You open your eyes and are surprised at the brightness as a glance at the sky confirms that it's still night. Your eyes move towards the ground, and what you see makes the blood in your veins freeze.
Do I have to fight them? Do I want to fight them? I'm safe up here. Oh, that's not orcs, that's a varg. Oh, that's way worse. Those guys.
I am Sinthras of Son Balsur. My master, not on the Doublefold, ruler of the perished land, has elected you, the lords of Taboribor, to be the sword that conquers the south.
You mean you want us to put our necks on the line and be killed by some magus?
Lord Yonan and the others will be taken care of. Your task is to create a diversion in the south until my master's plan succeeds.
And which of us is the leader?
The one that conquers the most land.
So Kragnar will be the new Grand Lord.
He glares at Ushnots and Bashkug.
The Kragnar Shore tribe will conquer the most land.
Never! We will overwhelm the cities of the Red Bloods quicker than you can suck the marrow from a bone.
We shall see.
You can't believe what you're hearing. If the beasts of Tion ride into battle together, catastrophic cycles lie ahead for Girdlegard.
Catastrophic. And the next morning they're all gone, or what?
The night in the oak tree was the worst of your life. You spent every single moment afraid that you'd be found and savaged by the orcs. But as the first rays of sun broke through the treetops, the orcs abandoned their camp and left without discovering you.
Better safe than sorry.
Your eyes scan the deserted camp, and you listen carefully for any noise. But you don't see or hear anything suspicious.
There'll probably be 2 or 3 left over, and I'll have to fight. Did they leave any goodies?
Ugh. You're overcome by the urge to vomit. You have, of course, heard the stories, but seeing with your own eyes that orcs actually do eat humans is a long way from just reading about it.
This is the place. I knew it was here. Come on then, find that stupid necklace. Hey, Fuskar! In front of you! A groundling! Perfect for a spotted breakfast.
You know that you're no warrior, but you want to face the orcs as a child of the Divine Smith. Perhaps you'll manage to kill at least one of them, so as not to appear so undwarven in Varacus's eyes.
I'll give you something to chew on. Varacus made us of stone.
Am I dead? I'm probably also dead. Let's save at some
Oink,
point.
oink, little piggies!
The other two, whatever that makes them brothers.
By Barrowin's beard! How did you manage to lose your weapon? Go and get it, and this time, hold it tight! Hey! That one was mine!
You're just too slow, dear brother!
Too slow? Just wait! And what now?
Boindle and boindle.
Yes?
Yes?
Yeah!
Please wait a moment.
What is it? Put up a fight!
Huh? I can't do that yet. On my way.
Run.
At what?
Run away.
On my way. At what?
Ow! Please wait till the one bites the dust! Who's next?
They're hitting me pretty hard! On my way.
Too easy!
Got away. Good.
Understood.
And what now? Yes?
Yes?
Bow and dog! Give me a hand!
For breakfast!
He only put up a fight! Yes, yes!
I need help over here! Quickly! Kill!
All right! Don't rush me! He cheated! Yeah! What is it? Vile creature!
On my way.
Too easy!
He's pretty tough.
On my way!
Yes?
Pow! The one bites the dust!
I can't do that yet.
Huh? All right!
Please take care of me.
Oh, what bad luck for you!
And again. Huh?
Please wait a moment. You're very hard!
At what?
Run, Tangle.
On my way.
On my way. He says
Understood. On my way. At what?
Yeah!
Got it.
On my way.
Too easy!
At what? Understood.
Revive him or something?
At what?
What is it? As good as done! I didn't hit you very hard!
At what?
Oh, you can take two, right?
End it!
Yeah!
1,000!
Yes?
That's what I want.
On my way! What is it?
For Varacus!
There's still 6 missing. Where are they?
Huh? Pow!
Understood.
Another one bites the dust!
Oh, this will survive.
I didn't hit you very hard!
On my way.
All right. Say goodbye forever. As good as done. Yes?
Huh?
What is it?
Uh-huh.
All right. Yes? As good as done.
What's the rest?
On my way. As good as done. On my way. As good as done. All right.
Hello. Still missing 3 orcs.
On my way.
2
As good as done.
Show up.
With pleasure. All right.
They're hitting me pretty hard! On my way.
Yeah!
End it!
Okay, so I can hit my own. Hey, that was the mistake.
What is it? Oh, what bad luck for you! I I didn't hit you very hard.
Wonder why do you friendly fire? The combat system is kind of not.
Oink oink. That's all. No more orcs. Well fought, young friend. Do you happen to be Tungdil? Well fought. But he fought like a. Boindale, what do you expect? He grew up amongst the humans.
Who are you, and how do you know my name?
My name is Boindal Hookhand, of the clan of the Swinging Axes. This is my brother, Boindale Doubleblade. We've been sent to find you.
Call me Ironheart. Are there any more piggy snouts around here?
Probably are.
You turned up at just the right moment. But are you sure it's me you're looking for?
The High King Gundrabur sent us to fetch you and bring you to Ogre's death in the Secondling realm in the south.
So he received the letter from my master? And am I a secondling?
Well, something like that, I guess.
There was a meeting last night. The Elfar serve a certain Nod-On who calls himself Lord of the Perish Land. They have enlisted 3 orc hordes to cause unrest in the south.
Did you hear that, Boindal? Piggy snouts!
The Elfar from San Balzur and the orcs from Taboribor are working together?
And could ally with the orcs from the Perish Land.
The twins look at you solemnly. You all know what that would mean for the people of Girdlegard.
We've got to...
Yeah, I know what you're gonna say, but it's our duty to get you to the Ogre's Death Fortress in one piece.
I thought the duty of dwarves was to protect the innocent in Girdlegard.
Lot Yonan and King Brawron will take care of the orcs. We 3 must be careful. You're not exactly a warrior.
But he has broad shoulders and broad hands. There's hope for him yet. So when you've got the chance to split a few orc skulls, you should take it.
I would be happy to follow you into the realm of the Secondlings. In truth, there is nothing I would rather do. But first, I must travel to Blacksaddle and return some things to a former famulus of Lot Yonan.
Blacksaddle isn't exactly on our way.
It's on my way.
Yep.
We can head south as soon as I've carried out Lot Yonan's orders.
Well, he's certainly got the stubbornness of a dwarf. Perhaps we'll be able to make a real dwarf of him on the way.
All right, we'll accompany you. The sooner we find that famulus, the quicker we can get back to the mountains.
I'll have to send Lot Yonan a message by carrier pigeon on the way. And if we happen to stumble upon a couple of orcs...
Yes, we can rip him apart. That's fine.
I like you, but we'll have to find you another name.
How about Gold Hand?
Bolafar. It's about as good as Lipsmith, Paddletoss, or Blufflegrump. It is stupid, senseless, and definitely not a name of honor. What are you good at?
I'm good at reading.
Reading? You're a scholar?
I've got XP. I've leveled up. What's going on? I'm making friends. There's so many things happening here. What? What? Might. I want might. Sweep. And it sweeps an enemy off its feet. Natural blow. I want to blow the enemy. Oh, that also does damage. Look at them sideways. No, I want to sweep them off the feet, actually. I can reset any time. Good. I found. Ooh. Whatever. 6. What does 6 mean? Orcs? Is it orcs? Orc horde? Oh, now the orcs are in there. Oh, fine then. I have no idea where I need to go. First time. Blacksaddle. Oh, okay. That should tell me where to go. 6. I want to see what that means. What are you?
You and the twins approach Goodwater. A huge army of orcs has surrounded the village on 3 sides. You see smoke and fire and hear the battle cries.
Difficult battle. Stay away from the battle. Yeah, let's stay away from it. Could do it. Say. Let's see, if I lose the fight, I'll just end
You and the twins approach.
And I'm not good at fighting.
Oh, now it's getting exciting!
Yeah, that's a bit...
Archers in front of them, 3 dwarves behind. I wouldn't like to be in their shoes.
4 injuries. What does it mean? What's going on? You can have that. No, you can have that. You can have magical artifacts. Health. Ah, okay. Can I drink it? Relationship. What? 10? What? Huh?
That's just good. All the way, go!
Take those.
Huh? Yeah! Yes! All right! I need help over here! Quickly! Vile creature! Huh?
Should have maybe taken you on. Yeah, that's nice. So I'll end it here, and I'll see you next time around. The Dwarves actually a nice game. I thought it would be. It's not too interesting, but it's storytelling. I like the storytelling. And I'll see you next time around. Bye.